My name is Seirah Ngcobo. So I'm the assistant evaluation specialist within the DPME, and I'm the convener of this seminar. And for me, I can safely say that the seminar was quite successful, especially looking at the objectives of the seminar. So this seminar is often convened once a year, in particular to bring together our stakeholders. I'm sure you're aware that we've got stakeholders from national departments, from provincial departments, state-owned entities and municipalities, so that we create a platform for learning and a community of practice. So it is the theme was sustaining the national evaluation capacity in recent times, and I really feel we managed to meet our objective because we provided a platform from learning from one another. So this seminar also provided an opportunity to learn new and emerging things in recent times. So why in national evaluation capacity needs to be sustained in recent times, we cannot ignore what is happening in the world. We are almost out of COVID, and we have to be responsive to the times if we are to make an impact. So it is necessary to have the requisite capacity so that we are responsive to the development challenges. The essence of evaluation is for development, and we cannot ignore that. So it was necessary for us to meet so that we share emergent issues in recent times. Like I mentioned, there are issues of floods that are happening, and we cannot ignore issues of climate change. And this platform provided an opportunity for the evaluation profession to come together from all walks. We also had government officials and academia so that we share emerging issues in this space. So it is quite critical to sustain the capacity so that you are responsive and relevant to the times. I can say the seminar provided an opportunity to learn on emergent issues. I'm sure you are also aware that the issue of Made in Africa has been on the table for too long, and it's time for implementation. We are actually emerging out of Samea, and the issue of Made in Africa has to happen now. Then I think the talk shows have happened, but it's now time for action. And this seminar provided us an opportunity to also share those emergent issues like the decolonization issues on evaluation, context specific. So I can say really we managed to bring to the fore emergent issues, both international and also locally. So, and DPME being the leader of evaluations in government, we set standards like on how evaluations, and with bringing this discussion enabled us to have a conversation with our stakeholders as to how we can go about it. And having also a hybrid model of convening this seminar actually assisted us because we managed to bring experts. Prof. Bagele is a well-known and renowned speaker in those issues. And even the issues of rapid impact evaluations, the fact that we had Andy Rowe, those experts. So I know there's an urgency of results, and especially with this changing world. So the combination of rapid and impact was quite amazing because many times people think impact evaluation take a while, but that combination was really quite amazing. So we really had to bring those topics for our participants to really appreciate the emergent issues. Like evaluation is an evolving field. It's not rigid. Continuous learning needs to happen from time to time, especially if you're going to be relevant and have the much needed impact. Those conversations cannot be ignored. The issue of evaluative thinking, it was quite amazing really to have Harvard University sharing on such. And so I can really say we really managed to share on in those emergent using both international and local expertise. We also had work that was, because many times we talk about international, but also having Twende Mbele with us here to hear what other African countries are doing. Because many times we think it's difficult to do Made in Africa, but we had the examples. Some countries are already ahead, and we can learn from one another. So in that, we really felt we made the much needed impact. We made that outcome. Thank you very much. In terms of the implications of the NDP 2030, in terms of the national evaluation system capacity, I'm sure you are quite aware that the the evaluations unit champions, especially in the national evaluation, but champions evaluations that are of priority to the NDP. So, you know, the outcomes, the tough outcomes that we have. So, given the recent times and the changing world, whatever happens, it has an implication in the attainment of the NDP goals. We are actually coming from Turin, the Turin agenda, Italy, and there's a recognition that there's been a regression in the attainment of sustainable development goals. And our NDP is also not spared in the process because of the things, so many anticipated things that came about. So the evaluations, the kind of evaluations that we do, they are of priority in terms of achieving the priorities of the National Development Plan. So it also becomes very much important to have the national evaluation system capacity that is able to respond to the recent times. So that we inform whether when the NDP is revised in future, what kind of a direction to take. Because I'm sure when the NDP was crafted, the goals, no one anticipated that there will be COVID. The climate change, no one anticipated. So the kind of capacity that we desire for evaluations is to adjust quickly on the recent times so that you become relevant. Because as I'm rightly saying, our goals, there's been a regression in attainment because of these unanticipated things. So this is the kind of capacity that we desire for evaluators so that they are quite relevant to the times. So in terms of the NDP, the evaluations, the kind of evaluations that we do that are in the national evaluation plans, they are of priority in terms of the achieving the NDP priorities. From here after the 2 days. Uh, we are trying to avoid a situation that these seminars become a talk show. If you followed the minister's speech, he was reporting on the progress that was made from the last seminar. So we are accountable even to this audience in terms of some of the challenges that they've posed to us. From here, we have been capturing notes, and it's time to put together an implementation plan such that when we come back to the next seminar, we're able to account as to what, especially we had to place the minister on the spotlight. So our minister really wants us to come and give a report back in terms of the progress. Hence, you even noticed even the presentation that was given by our chief director. It was providing progress since the last seminar. So it's nothing about a talk show, a nice to have seminar in a nice place. It's about action. We heard what our stakeholders want, and it's time for us to put an implementation plan after we've put together a report. Thank you.